Well, summer is a time for fun in the sun, backyard barbecues, and of course those family vacations, but it also comes with the stress of shifting schedules, high expectations, and of course managing many commitments.
Yeah, weekends, they can fill up fast, which means less time for self-care. So joining us now with her tips to reduce stress and enjoy the summer is Amy Schmidt. She's the author and host of the Fearlessly Facing 50 podcast. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? So great to be here. I love this topic.
Thank you. All right, so let's talk about it. Why are some people just inclined to book up every free moment that they have during the summer?
Such a great question. You know what? Because we kind of wear busyness as a badge of honor, right? When people say, what are you doing? How are you doing? You say, well, I'm busy, but. So we're going to shift that busyness to more productiveness. And so we're not so stressed this summer. We're going to step into our power of saying no. And that's not an easy one, right? To say no to things is never easy.
I love it, though.
I'm one of those people.
I love to do it.
Me too, because I tend to hibernate in the winter times. I want to make every last ounce of summer count. That being said, you have some tips to keep this a stressless summer. What is tops on your list?
Well, you know what? I think talking about this power of no is something we should really chat about, because a lot of people say, well, how do I say that? How can I really step into no? So if you've got, too many backyard barbecues, your kids are in too many things, and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you know what? Just simply say, thanks so much for thinking of me. I appreciate it so much, but I'm at capacity. So that's your first tip right there for stressing a little bit less. Secondly, you know what, is releasing our inner child. When we think about what we talk about in the holidays come fall, we're talking about all those funny, silly things that happen during summer because we're with family or extended family and friends. And you talk about those times that, grandpa went off the rope swing at the lake or somebody ate too much cotton candy at the festival. So you channel that inner child and have some fun, make more time for laughter, and that's really key to stressing less this summer.
Okay, so Amy, let's talk a little bit more about self-care. It's usually the last thing people think about, especially when they're constantly busy and especially during the summertime when the kids are off from school. So how do you make that more of a priority?
Oh, it should be a priority all year round. Absolutely. But you know what? Create some boundaries. And we're our own barometer around this. We know when our body is signaling we're off. We're agitated, we're sleeping less, all of those things. So when that happens, create some space for yourself, whether that's taking a bubble bath, whether that's 20 minutes getting outside, getting grounded, taking a hike, whatever it is. Find that space that you need for you. Self-care is really about taking care of yourself, and you can judge that by your own barometer.
All right, I love the idea of self-care. Okay, but for some people, downtime equals screen time. We are in the age of technology. Is that okay for some people at least?
Well, it's a great question because, you know what, these apps are developed to really capture our attention. So it's really hard, and I'll raise my hand on that one. It's really difficult to disconnect. But you know what we have to do? We really have to schedule some screen time and make this a family affair. If you have kids that are on their iPads or whatever, create a little chart, almost like back in the day when we had the chore charts. Have a social media chart or an online screen time chart. And when mom maybe uses her screen time a little bit less, she gets a blue star, something like that. Create some boundaries, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, and use that other time to be engaged and present. And the other thing about social media, along with, limiting our time, is also unfollowing those things that aren't adding joy or value to your life at this time. You can go ahead and unfollow without guilt, and that will really help create a little bit less stress this summer.
I know when it comes to screen time, binge watching shows, I kind of feel a little judged when they're like, are you still watching? I'm like, yes,
exactly,
I am.
Exactly.
All right.
Right there with you.
So, Amy, finally, never underestimate the power of a mental health day. Woo-saw. Why do you say that's important?
It is so important, and this is all year round as well. But, there was a study done at Harvard as well as the Mayo Clinic about the power of silence, meditative silence. So all the viewers out there, challenge yourself to 10 minutes a day. If that sounds too long, start with 5. That's what I needed to do. But schedule 10 minutes a day to just be silent. Be intentional. Go outside, sit on the grass, look around at the green and smell the flowers. And you know what? You become more clear, more focused. It lowers your blood pressure. It slows your cadence. And if you can do that consistently, make it a practice, a habit, for 10 minutes a day, you're going to have a stressless summer.
Yeah, I think
love
I
it.
like for more than 10 minutes, right?
In
Maybe
the
like
car,
30?
I always
Right.
used to, when I ride with people, I would always say, hey, can we ride in peace? Because I just love riding in the car sometimes with no
Yeah.
music.
So important. Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really good tips as we embark on this summer season. Thank you again.
You're welcome. See you soon.
And if you like more information or to listen to Amy's podcast, go to her website, fearlesslyfacing50.com.